Hi everyone, I'm Jose. I am a volunteer for MSF. I work with Pete and Robin and at times with Andrew as well. And I'm going to be guiding the beginners to their first Mapathon. Happy New Year, best wishes and all that. Yeah, so let's just get to it. Who is a beginner, like an absolute beginner? Cool. So you have every single table here has one of these little pink sheets. If you ever get lost in between, just go to these. They have everything that I will explain to you. Yeah, I saw that some people have already moved on to like actual mapping, but I'm gonna start from scratch. So basically, the first step that you need to do is go on OpenStreetMap.org. And once you're here, you're gonna need to sign up. It's here on the top right corner. You need a valid email address. Basically put yours, choose a name, a nickname, your real name, whichever suits you best. Pick a password and sign up. I'm going to use my login details.
It might be worth checking, Jose, if anyone's not at this point, because I think most people had already got here. Before.
Yeah. So who hasn't got a OpenStreetMap ID yet? Cool. So I'm just gonna log in with mine then.
I think most people are in the tasking manager now.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. So the second step, once that you're here already logged in, you can check that you have actually logged into the OpenStreetMap. You come to the website tasks.hotosm.org, and you have a display that looks something like this. Today for the beginners, we're gonna do project 1415. Pretty easy. And it's in central Swaziland, and it's for the program of elimination of malaria. So yeah, as Pete explained earlier, everything is basically for projects in the field with great impact. Cool. You can learn more about the project itself, the role of various partners and people involved in the description. Please read the instructions. Please read the instructions. Everything that you need to know is there. Everything and beyond that I will explain is also there. So first, let me say that today we're just going to map buildings. Just buildings. No roads, no water resources, no green areas, no paths, just buildings. Basically read this as well, and at the end you can click on start contributing. So basically the area that we're all going to be mapping tonight is this entire region that has been split up in several squares. So by choosing a task at random, the tasking manager automatically assigns you a task, of course, a square. And once the square is already blue, you can actually start mapping. Okay? Please log in first. My bad, of course, I have to log in first. Basically, it redirects you to the OpenStreetMap page. You just grant access, and you should be good to go. Okay, let's start mapping. We're gonna start editing with ID Editor. Beginners ID Editor. Chosen people, chosen.
Sorry, but what if it's sent locked by someone else?
Yeah, then you chose a task yourself, not assigned randomly by the system. Yeah, I would suggest for everyone to get a task at random so that there's no inconveniences like that. Yes, so please choose ID editor and a new site is gonna open. Okay, there are two options. Start the walkthrough. It's basically a tutorial, a 3-step tutorial. If you feel like it, do it. If you don't feel like it, press edit now. Cool. This is my pink square that I am going to be responsible for. Basically, what I can see here is that I need to zoom in first. And there comes the data. So we have some roads over here. We have a water basin. We have some borders as well, some administrative boundaries. But as you all recall, we all need to map buildings, exclusively buildings. A few hints where when you're at this stage, you may want to set the background transparency. So here at your right, you have a set of bars, like a toolbar. If you click on background settings, you can regulate how bright the image is so that it's actually clearer for you. Okay. So I'm gonna set it to this brightness. This is fine. And basically right now what I need to do is find the spaces that need to be mapped. And just basically you can scroll in and out. It's going to zoom in and out. And I can see that some buildings here by the border, as I get closer, some buildings have been already mapped. And some buildings have not been mapped yet. Okay. Let me start with this second set of buildings first. I have to zoom in very much because I don't want to make any mistakes. I can clearly see that there are several separate buildings. So there's one here, there's one here, there's basically one big one here. And so what I'm going to do now is start drawing. I'm going to start drawing the building that I can see. I click in area, and so when you have selected area, you can see that there's a shortcut. Oh my god. Sorry. Something start for a sec. Okay. Click in area, please. And what you're gonna do is click on every corner of the building. So you have to click on every single corner and then back to the beginning. Let me show you. First here, click here, click here, click here, back to the beginning. I have drawn my first building now. What I need to do, this is not complete yet, I have to tag this building as a building because basically this is how we identify the several different features that we are drawing, is because we assign them a particular tag. If we do not assign them, we don't really know what this is because we don't have the aerial imagery as a basis. Choose building first, and then all the way in the end you have building. Your drawing is going to become a little red, which is good, and that has already been mapped, so this is perfect. Okay, a few tricks here. If you click on the feature that you just draw, you can either delete it if you have made a mistake. You can make it circular. Someone was asking about this. There are some features, there are some buildings that have a circular shape. So basically you just click on it and select that option, or just click on the features and press O, and it's gonna turn circular. Yeah, this is to make a different, to move to a different location, to make the building square. This is important because this actually rectifies everything that I have not drawn properly. And the final one is rotate. Cool. And so you do the same thing for the rest of the buildings, but let me just point out something here. Don't draw anything outside of your border, please. Let's just try and stick into what's inside of your pink square, okay? So that there are no conflicts between what I am drawing and what you are drawing, okay? So for instance, here, this person that has been mapping in the square above has already mapped these two buildings, so I don't have to take charge of this. I have just to draw these new buildings right here. Okay. Once you're done with, say, 1 building, 2 buildings, 3 buildings, save. Please always save. You don't want to lose your work. You don't want to have work in vain. So just save everything you're doing. Yeah, I guess the tags are okay. You can. This is completely optional. You can explain some of what you have been doing. Basically, we have been drawing buildings here and tagging. And now I'm just going to save. It should be everything like this. There are no issues, there are no problems, everything seems fine. If there is an issue, if there is a problem, please just ask someone around. We will come and help you out. Cool. Once I am done with my pink square, I am clearly not, but you know, as a demonstration, I come back to the tasking manager. I return to the tasking manager and mark the task as done. Okay? Mark it as done. You click on it and the square will be unlocked again for the validators to come and check whatever you have drawn and see if it actually is something correct, something accurate, something that corresponds to reality. Am I forgetting anything?
Only that if you have any problems with the square you're mapping, so say the satellite imagery isn't good enough for you to see what's happening, there's a leave a comment box here. So you can put in there satellite imagery not good enough and then mark it as done. If for any reason you want to come out of your square and you haven't finished it, again in the comments box just write what you have done and then click unlock, and that means someone else will choose that square at a later date and finish it off. I guess one thing just to say, this is a very cool project. I don't know if you've read the description, but this is the Humanitarian OpenStreetMap team working with the University of California, San Francisco on a malaria eradication program in Swaziland. So they're going to be using this data to do a whole load of different activities in Swaziland this year with the hope of eradicating malaria by the end of 2016. It sounds like a huge job to me, but that's what they're trying. So that's where the data you're creating is going in this instance.
Yeah. Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
So do it right.